Hello everyone and welcome back to the inside of the camper. As I'm recording this, it is a rainy Thursday night, December the 27th, 2018. That's the white noise that you're hearing, rain hitting the top of the camper. So, there's nothing I can do about that, just have to deal with it. But, I'm in high spirits as you can tell because I have finally completed something that, I'm a little late completing it, but it's a big item on that list, and I feel like I did a really good job at it. What I did is I completely redid all of the examples in the booth. All new examples. Some of them I revamped, some of them I redrew. I'm going to go through them now, and not only is this a good illustration of how much a drawing fades in sunlight, but it's also a good illustration of how much an artist can improve over the years. Some of these drawings I did 3 or 4 years ago, redrew the same face again, and I'll show you what they look like up against each other. Alright, so let's start with the black and whites. First off, I got Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman from the Mythbusters. That long-running science show on Discovery. It's my favorite TV show of all time, and it's actually just a redo of an old one. This is the way that the example looked that I had in front of my booth for, well, let's see, it's 2017, so a couple of years, about a year and a half. Just shows you how much a drawing can fade in direct sunlight. So if you've got a good drawing and you've got it hung up, this is good ink. This is good ink, guys. It doesn't matter, though, if it's in direct sunlight, it's going to fade. So if you got a drawing on the wall that you really care about, drawing or painting, keep it away from direct sunlight. Keep it out of direct sunlight from windows. So I like this one enough that instead of just scrapping it and doing it over, I felt like this looked enough like them that all I did was just trace it and just do it up and center it a little bit better. So we've got that one. Next, black and white, I did Audrey Hepburn. Love her because she was from back in that day when movie stars could be movie stars not just because they had a good butt, but because they had character. She could sing, she could dance, she could act, she could hold a marriage. She had class. And this is not the first time I've drawn her. This is one of those examples of how an artist improves over the years. This one I did, I want to say 2 to 3 years ago, and on this one I wanted to exaggerate her long neck because I felt like she accentuated that in her style, keeping her hair up off of her neck, because she felt like her neck, her long slender neck, was a defining feature of her, you know, her slender build and everything, and she was right about that, so I chose to exaggerate that, which is an odd thing to do on a caricature, but that's how that came out that years ago, and this is how I drew it now. So yeah, that's how an artist can improve right there. One of the examples. Now, most of the black and whites I did was of people that were in the black and white era, because I'm sure that's what people are used to seeing them. They're used to seeing them in black and white. Makes sense. But somebody said you should do a Laurel and Hardy, and I didn't know how recognizable that would be, so I decided, why don't I just do a modern day Laurel and Hardy? Closest thing we have to that now is Penn and Teller. So I felt like I did a pretty good job on this. We got a Penn and Teller. Then we got Marilyn Monroe with her signature open mouth smile. Love her to death. This is not the first time I've drawn her, but this is probably the best time I've ever drawn her. Wish I had one of my old ones to show you to show how much I improved. Then you got Lucy and Desi Arnaz from the I Love Lucy show. Such a classic show. I had to restart this one a bunch of times, like 7, 8 times, because this look that she had, the wide surprised eyes, the big fake eyelashes, and that upper lip, you know, that just kind of like sticks up in all the wrong places. It's a signature look, but it was hard to get just right. But I feel like this, just glancing at the drawing, you can say, yeah, that's Lucy. Then I did Will Smith. This is not the first time I've done him. This is the way the example looks in front of my booth for a while. This one is signed 2015. So this one's a few years old. You can see how the colors will fade after a while. So I didn't want this one anymore. I wanted to do him in black and white, add a few more details. So that's how that came out. Then I did Ron Perlman in black and white. That's one that I had done in color before, so I just redid it And this was, again, relying a little too much on props. And I found out that not a lot of people know that Ron Perlman was Hellboy. And a lot of people are saying, what is that? Why has he got that hand thing down there in the corner? So, I redid it and left that out. Just have him in a jacket now, a little more of a reference to Sons of Anarchy, which he's more recognizable for anyway. Okay, going on to the collar, I did Bill Nye the Science Guy, Jim and Pam from The Office, Whoopi Goldberg, and this is another one that I was hanging in the back of my, here it is, hanging in the back of the booth for years and years and years, probably one of the oldest drawings, but this is another good illustration of how an artist can change. I went from drawing her like this to drawing her like this. Can you believe it was the same person that drew both of these drawings? Yeah. I don't know why people like this one so much. They can look at it and just tell who it was. That's Whoopi Goldberg back there, isn't it? But it's just, it made her look too old. You know, the creases were way too deep here. The glasses weren't even complete. It bled off the sides of the page. You know, you can't tell if it's dreadlocks or if it's braids. It's just, this was bad. This was a bad drawing, but I kept it up. That's why I'm redoing them all. So there's another one. Good example of how an artist will improve. Okay, going on, we had Doctor Who number 11, Matt Smith with Amy and Rory. A good 3-for example, and I did another video about the making of this one, but I traced it one more time and actually pulled the jawline down a little bit, moved the forehead up, and brought the hair into the eye, because that happened a lot in the show. So this looks a little bit more like Matt Smith. Definitely looks like Amy and Rory there. Oh, one of the best examples. Woo! Let me pull this one out here. Here we go. This is Angelina Jolie, if you can't tell. And this was only one try on this one. Just looked at the drawing, looked at the picture off of Google image search, and drew her. And years ago, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, this was the best I could do. This was the example I had hung up. That was supposed to be Angelina Jolie. And nowadays, that's the way I draw her. So, yes, the same artist. The improvement from one to the next. Evolution of the artist. Alright, going on to Max and Caroline from Two Broke Girls, or as I know them, Kat Dennings and the Skinny One. This is how I drew them a few years ago. A little bit too relying on the props, a little distorted, not very recognizable. And then now we've got the classic big head look of Caricature, a little more recognizable. And okay, so there's that one. Jennifer Aniston. And this is one that I just traced and redid it and make the colors a little more vivid and pushed a few things up a little bit. That's the faded one. Not a lot of people have recognized Jennifer Aniston. A few have, but I'm going to keep it up anyway because I like Jennifer Aniston. You got Key and Peele. You done messed up AA Ron with Keanu down there to encourage people to show me pictures of their pets or let me draw their dog. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I actually redid this one last time, brought the eyes down a little bit, and I feel like this one is very recognizable. It's Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And then I wanted to do a YouTuber, and what better YouTuber to do than the most subscribed YouTuber of all time? And I've actually just gotten into his channel and started watching. Turns out he's a very talented guy. Absolutely love PewDiePie, or Felix. And then we got the cast of the Harry Potter movies. This is some of the earlier ones. This is when they were much younger. And Daniel Radcliffe was hard to do. I did a bunch of restarts on him. Did not want to put the scar on his forehead. I felt like that was relying a little too much on props. And still not real happy with the way it comes out. I think I did best on, was this Emma Watson here? But still very recognizable as the cast of Harry Potter. And then the Honorable Stan Lee. We're going to miss you, buddy. I have a feeling they're still going to somehow get him into every Marvel movie. If they have to superimpose him or CGI him in there, he's going to be in there. Alright, so that is all of the new ones. Now, for a quick little goodbye to the old examples, and I really don't know why I had these up for so long. They were bad. But yes, we will no longer be seeing Bill and Ted. Goodbye, going in the trash. We will no longer be seeing Arnold Strudelnegger, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Jingle All the Way. May redo him at some point, but this one will never be seen again. And Weird Al Yankovic, might see him again at some point, but not this drawing. Gonna be gone. Love you, Deadpool, but the comic book theme thing here, this character with CGI doesn't really make for a good example for caricature. Never gonna see that one again. Never gonna see Hillary again. Would never like to see her again in real life either. And then we got was this Matt Damon as the Martian. This one relying way too heavily on the props for recognition. I thought I ended up doing really well on this one, but no. I had too many people say, I want to be drawn as a spaceman. And it ended up taking me another 10 minutes to finish their drawing because of this one. So, never going to see that one again either. That's all of them, everybody. And so, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know this is a bit of a long, rambling, uncut video, but please go ahead and smash that like button anyway. Leave comments, questions, suggestions, and requests. What a time for you to start pawing at my hands there, Nestor. And subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so become part of the notification squad. And I'm going to end this video out by showing Nestor here trying to get my attention by throwing my new examples on the ground. Whew. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Yes, Nestor. How is it you recommend getting attention? Oh, taking examples and throwing them on the ground. There goes Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Who's next? Okay. Doctor Who number 11. Keep going, there's more. There goes Max and Caroline. Is there any more? There goes Stan Lee. Oh, okay, I see it. Empty board. Yeah, we didn't need those up there.